meeting with the guys here.
Peter, just your thoughts, I guess, on last night, 24 hours later, getting right back at it again here tonight, back on.
Well, I guess that's a good thing. You know, you get to get right back at it, go play a game and try and fix some of the things that we need to do better. So that's a good thing.
What's the impact in your mind of losing Schenn here?
Well, certainly you don't want to see your players going down with injuries for a young player like that, where you just gotten back and back from an injury and trying to get back into it. So although it's part of the game, you don't like to see it happen.
You feel fortunate you have a lot of depth at center right now that you can move guys around.
I mean even Braden was on the wing at the time, but yeah, we do have some depth there, so that's a good thing.
We go back to the same lines you had.
We haven't announced any lineups yet.
What have you seen from Schenn Couturier so far?
He's been really good. He's been solid, and he's defensively he's been responsible. Offensively, he's given us what we've asked for, and I think we put him in a lot of situations where he's handled it and done a good job.
How much of your opinion do you think was needed to sway Paul to keep him around, or had Paul or were you on the same page with him?
I think everybody was on. Paul makes those decisions, but I think everybody was on the same page with regard to Schenn.
You of course
no thoughts of sending him back?
What's that?
No thoughts of sending him back down? Continue?
No.
How do you think Briz has played his last 3 games? I know all the goals aren't totally his fault, but
we've got to do a much better job of playing in front of him than we did last night. Far too careless with the puck, and we need to tighten it up.
Did you think, though, that he looked comfortable? From where we're sitting, it looks like he's not comfortable.
Like I said, I think if we tighten things up in front of him, I think you get a little bit more comfort. But we turned it over. There's too many odd man rushes coming back the other way. Too many times we're chasing things down, or again picking up assignments, going to the wrong assignments.
You got a little bit of a look at Eric Gustafson last year and again in camp. What do you like about his game?
He had a good camp this year. He was a real. He thinks the game. He moves the puck. He's had a terrific start in our organization, although it hasn't been. The majority of it hasn't been up here. When he's been in the minors, he's played extremely well, and he's a young prospect, and we'll get him a look.
Do you want defenders sticking out their sticks in situations where they think the goalie can see the puck? Because there's been a lot of deflected goals.
Yeah, there have. There's been a lot of bad bounces from it. The teams that win the Stanley Cups, they block a lot of shots. And you go back to the playoffs and the sacrifices that are made to get their bodies in front of pucks, and there's been some tough bounces for us right now.
How about sticks, though? Do you want them trying to block shots if they really see the puck?
I'm trying to think of which one you might be talking about. I don't know if you're talking about Ovechkin on Talbot, where Talbot, went in the slot and Talbot tried to get a piece of it that deflected to the top shelf. I mean, you want your players going in trying to get sticks on pucks too. So now when the puck's coming in, he's trying to get a piece of it to knock it away. You got to ask, do you want the certain players shooting the puck point blank without any, contest in front of it at all? So.
There was one by Laviolette in that game though too. That got a stick and it deflected a different way.
That was way out though. I'm not even sure that he wanted to. I don't know. That was over the top of the circles, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a tough one. Another tough bounce.
Bob's out there right now, like he usually is when he starts. If he is, can you talk about the decision to start him?
Bob will start tonight. We've looked at the schedule, and this was again another opportunity on back-to-back games to get him some money.
You saw your opposition when they were in Atlanta quite a bit. Just the thought on what you're going to see from the Winnipeg team here tonight.
They've got some good young players. They've got some skilled players. They've got a back end that moves an awful lot and jumps an awful lot, especially their 2 big guys. I think we're really going to try and focus on what we do and taking care of our business out here tonight. A lot of the pre-scouts, they start to look the same, So I really feel like if you take care of your team and your job, you'll have a good chance.